Good afternoon, good morning, or good evening. This is Jose, aka San Clash, coming with a do-it-yourself project. I'm about to attempt to build a wooden raised pond. This is my first time doing it. I have no experience, but I've watched a lot of YouTube videos to give myself an idea of how to go about and building this thing. First off, I wanna. This is for people that rent, like because I rent this house and. I wanted a pond, so it's my little thing. This is something I want to go, but I'm building it on top of pallets. So if I ever buy a house or if I move, I could actually move it out. So I could put it in place or I could move it out. Just get a pallet jack and move it around. So I mean, let's see how it goes and enjoy. Well, first off, I'm starting it. It's two pallets put together. It's about 5 feet 4 inches long and about 2 feet wide. So it's gonna be small, but it's a small backyard, and I'm probably gonna put it over there where that radio doghouse is. It's a mess, but I'm gonna get around to cleaning it later on. I don't have a workbench or a lot of materials, but I mean, I have the basics. So what I've done is I've traced the line. Let's see if I can focus on it. Where it needs to be cut. And what I've done is, since I don't have a workbench or a table, I secured it to the pallet and I've screwed in the sides. So I'm halfway done doing the bottom. I just need to cut pieces of wood, but I've secured it there so when I ram the saw through it, it doesn't move around and have a problem with it. And there we go. This is the base now, all cut. I did go over the side a little bit, but I mean, it's gonna be under, and then I am gonna add more wood, so it's fine. It'll be covered and nothing's gonna leak. Yes, I'm gonna put a pond liner. I'm not gonna proof it and all that. It's too much work. I just wanna do it as light and as easy as possible. So let's keep on going. Right now I just cut up the boards that are gonna do the outline of the frame of the wall. Hopefully I get it done in a couple weeks. I have to wait. It's a check to check type of job, so I did one step at a time. Gonna put the rest of the beams to give more strength, and then I added to the floor or the bottom. I added an extra 2x4. It's in the pallet, but I'm reinforcing these beams right here, so you can see they're sturdier now. I reinforced them so that these wouldn't come flying off, and then they're still gonna get reinforced once I put the top beams, the top 2x4s that are gonna go laying down on top of these, and which would serve for what's that thing called, the pond liner, just to add support. I had to move it to the shade because it's really hot. I am in Southern California, so yeah, this is what I'm doing, and I'm about to put the sides on, or at least from the inside. So start working on this. So here are the sides of the pond, reinforced. So here's one side. This is how it's looking. I need to add stuff right here. I need to add another wall. So 2 more walls to go. Pretty much looking good so far. Can't complain. This is it. I've already made the box. Just need to secure it with some screws inside, but that's what I'm about to do right now. So far so good. We're looking good. You see, we got some stuff that we gotta fix right there, but so far I'm proud of how it's coming up. Now I'm applying a waterproof coat This is still gonna go inside, but you know, better safe than sorry. I don't want anything to leak and then mess up what I've already done. So we're gonna coat this whole thing up, and then I'll come back to you when it's done. So here it is with the first coat of lacquer, and then this is it. I'm not putting anything else because I will be covering it, so there's no need. And this is just a precaution, and the inside's gotta have plastic before I put in the pond liner. So it's gonna have plastic on top and then the pond liner, so that should add good seal to it. Here it goes so far. I'm gonna give them some more of these braces just to give extra support. But as soon as I get that done, so I can get working on this and hopefully finish up in one more weekend. Okay, so now we're gonna continue working on this pond. So far, we gotta cut all these pieces of wood, and then we gotta create the bog filter with one of these, with that pallet actually. Create that bog filter. Look, I even lacquered the bottom, like the bottom of the pond, and I have right there my pond liners just on the sun, just so it could stretch out better. Doing the cuts that are gonna go on the side, and much more work to go, but it's getting there. Oh, this is one side finally completed, and the other side also. Just need these sides, but I think I'm going to run out of wood. I don't know. All right, got the sides ready. All the sides ready. That's my pond liner, and here we go. Looking good so far. I know, I always say that, but every time I see it, it looks better and better. It's time to do the plumbing. So this is my 800 gallon per hour pump, and I'm about to do the plumbing that goes in here. It's gonna go in here, then up to the bog filter, which I need to finish building. It's over there, halfway through or quarter of the way through. Now I'm building the bog filter that's gonna go on top, and I'm already done with the box, the pond where everything's gonna go. Doing the plumbing, as you can see. Working on that right now. So here's the pond. I still need to put in the liner, but here's the pond, and that's gonna be my bog filter on top. This is the inside of it. Just, yeah, it's gonna have liner like the pond, but that's what I did so far. Here's the tubing. It's going like this, and then it's gonna go up. I'm gonna put right there where the drill is. I'm gonna put a, what's that called, thing that prevents the water from going back. I forgot what it's called, but yeah. And then it goes up right there. I mean, it's not like that I have all the connections. I was just trying to measure it, and then I did. This is my skimmer, and it's gonna be my skimmer so that the water doesn't go above that level. So this is my pond. It's coming out great. I'm enjoying it. I can see that it's crooked, the line's crooked a little bit, but oh well. I mean, I still have to do I still have to work on the waterfall that's gonna come out of there, so there's still ways to go, but so far so good. There you go. See, there you go, the back. There it is. So this is the bog filter. I still have to put liner on this too, so hopefully I have leftover from all this. I had to get a new pond liner because this one's the other one was 7 by 10 feet. This one's 13 by 10, and this should suffice for this pond, which is apparently it's not 210. It's gonna be about 220 to 240 gallons. So, who knew? Continuing the pond build. We're now putting in the liner. Well, this is how it's gonna go. We're gonna move it out there. I cleared out some plants, cleared out stuff. We're gonna move it out there, and then after that, I will be painting it with lacquer from the outside, so it'll get the final color. I did the back since this is gonna go in first, and that's already lacquered. It's ready to go. It got a pretty good color. It looks nice. I like it. So in a little bit we'll be done doing that, and then it's about time to finish the filter. That's where it's gonna go. So far it's looking alright, and we're gonna add like a little boardwalk on this side and a little boardwalk on this side. I'll be taking out that palm as soon as I get a chance. I'm just situating myself where I'm gonna work and what I'm gonna do real quick. This looks good so far. Currently adding in the water. As you can see, it's going up very slowly. It's gonna be here for a minute, but I still have to fix all this crap, so I gotta jump in there in a bit and just make sure that everything's where it's supposed to be and start making the holes for my skimmer. Just plugged in my skimmer right now, which is it's gonna go in there, and it's gonna come out through here. So we're going to fill this up with more water. Make sure it goes all the way to the skimmer. I'm gonna let it dry for a little bit and then start filling again. So now I'm doing the plumbing from, this is the pump, the connectors from the pump. This is a 1-inch tube. It went on like that. And that's a check valve right there. And this is gonna be the length of my tube. So let's go on and assemble it. I have PVC cement that I'm using, so this is gonna be its permanent fixture. Now when placing the check valve, you gotta make sure that the flow is pointing towards the direction that you want it to go, because once you put the cement, it's gonna be a real bitch to take out. So just FYI. I don't know if you can see from the glare, but it's slowly but surely it's filling up. No issues with the pond whatsoever. It's holding up pretty nicely. I haven't heard any cracks, so I'm kind of happy for that, because that's my main concern. I'm not gonna fill it all the way up, but I'll probably do it till half of the skimmer, because I still have to add the filter and all that stuff. But so far so good. I'm painting the filter now. This is gonna be my bog filter. I still have to put in, let me see, I still have to put in the pond liner. It's gotta go in there, but so far this is what we got. Just finished putting the pond liner on my bog filter. Tomorrow I will finish this pond filter, but for tonight I think that's it. I think I've done a lot, so see you guys tomorrow. Alright, I've created the tubing for the bog filter. This is gonna go in here. I already placed it inside, but I took it out because it's time to put the cement, the PVC cement on it, so I could get it together and then add the gravel. And then that should be it for my bog filter, which I should be also adding layers of lacquer again to that, to what I added right there, so it look nicer. Now I've cemented the PVC pipes, and I'm gonna drill the holes where they're marked. And there's all the holes already drilled in and ready to go. Now we're gonna add this last part in here with cemented, add it in there, add the rock, and we'll be good to go. Adding just a little bit of lava rock just to cover the bottom, because I don't want it to be too heavy, and I feel like rocks are gonna make it really heavy. So I'm adding like a lava rock in the bottom, and then regular pebbles, and then pea pebbles on top. It's like 3 levels of filtering. And I added some rocks inside the pond. They're different colors. They're yellow, red. Yeah, yellow and red. So they'll give it a little good, like a good contrast. And now the pond is finished. I'm gonna also continue the work and do another boardwalk. This is a pallet that I cut in half. That's a long pallet, but I cut it in half and made this little boardwalk for the side, and then lacquered it to match the pond. I will be doing another for the front, and then another for the side over here on this side. And these are the pallets that I'm using. I'm cutting these up, and I will be putting them as boardwalks just to decorate the pond and make it look nice. But all finished. I had to put a like leftover pond liner in front of my bog filter because the water was splattering and it was hitting the wood, and I just didn't want it to be a constant thing. So I mean, it just helps to protect more. I'm satisfied with the work I've done. There's a lot of details that I need to get done still, but as you can see, I need to work on that. And I might take this off. It's I think it's too high, but I will be probably, like in the near future, I will be making another bog filter a little bit smaller. And I think I'm having problems with my bulkhead, so I'll probably do another bog filter that is about where the black, as high as where the pond liner like outlined. I'll probably do one like that, because I think it's overkill for this little pond that I've made, and it's about 210 gallons. It's if I went all the way to the top, it would have probably been 230, 240. But since I'm going, I didn't. I think I'm like 6 inches from the max, from being to max capacity. I think it's a good size. It's a good place to be. I will be adding a fish in a couple of weeks. Just I'm gonna let the pond establish itself before I add any type of life to it. So my pond's finally done. I made just a little boardwalk with some pallets that I brought from work, and this is the final product. There's some issues that I have with there's some leaks, but it's leaks where I made the holes for like my skimmer, and like I said, my bog filter, I have to redo it, but for now it's done and it's working really well. I have 3 fish in there that I brought just to test it out before I put my other fish in, and it's coming out. It came out pretty well. I'm pretty proud of my work. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know, subscribe or comment down below.